I'm going to show you guys what I look for when I am trading meme coins. So I showed you before how I set up my filters for new creations, about to graduate, and then graduated. But this is kind of my methodology when I'm trading. So generally, if I get in, I'll start over here and I'll look at what's graduated and just kind of see what has current volume, what market caps, if anything, just sort of generally like looks good to me. This one actually stuck out because it has good volume and it has a good decent market cap right now. My trading strategy, just for me personally, I look for a minimum of 100 to 200% profits on every trade. Your strategy may be different. Maybe you're looking for like 30 to 50%, but I'm looking for something that I can at least double my money on. So when I look at this coin, let me zoom it out. So we don't want to look at a 1 second view because there's too many trades. So let's like go to like a 15 second, maybe it's a little better. 15-second view. So right now, at the point that I'm in, I would not get in on this chart, and that's how fast I made a decision just by looking at this. So I can tell that we had highs here at 684,000, and ever since then, it's sort of flatlined. The only place that I think there would have been a good entry point was here. And it looks like it almost had 100% profit potential. Yeah, probably close to it, 365,000. It's above the this line right here, this white line. This is the VWAP, the volume weighted average price line that I have set. So anything above the line is bullish. Anything below the line is bearish. So that tells me it's going to keep dropping, right? It's unless it has a correction. But right now, this is like not a great entry point unless, well, there's some more things I'll talk to you about on that entry point. But to me, it's sort of just sideways movement. So I look at this and I don't think there's huge potential for me to make 100% profit. So unless, again, this turns. So let's zoom in and we need to look at a closer view to see this turn. Okay, so maybe an entry down here, but okay, this is at 330,000. That means it needs to go back up to 600 and some thousand for me to make 100% profit. Do I think I could probably make 30 or 40% on this? Yeah, probably. So if I'm bored, sometimes I'll make quick profits like that, but generally that's not what I want to sit and invest my time in. But I'll just show you, since we have it open, what you're looking for is this right here, down here in the bottom. This is your MACD and RSI. My purple line is the RSI line, and then my MACD chart. So the blue line, you always want to be on top of yellow. So blue on the top, yellow on the bottom. This is called a crossover. So when this happens right here, when the blue line crosses over the yellow, that's typically a good entry point. However, you don't enter here because you have to wait for your purple line, which is this one, and the purple indicators over here on the right. So right now it's at like 30, 29, whatever. So here, the indicator line was like in the 20s. You do not buy into coins unless the indicator RSI is above 55. 50 to 55 is your neutral zone. It has to be above 55 to indicate a continual bearish or bullish movement. So if it's below that, it's in bearish territory and it's going to continue to sell off, which is what this is doing. That's why. See here, it's 43. I mean, it's just like dumping right now. So again, this to me is like not a good entry point just because we don't have the indicators to show it's going to rebound. So I might like come back to this later and see if, anything changes. But right now I like wouldn't waste a second more of my time on it. Okay, let me see what else. Let me look at something like this one. I actually did trade this earlier. So this is a good chart and I'll show you why. So if you were just going to get in this, let's say, you didn't get in early and you're looking at it for the first time. This is a chart that I would say this is not a good time to buy because you need to watch it. It already has hit some high points. So it hit a high point here, which was, 150,000s, whatever. And then it dipped all the way down to your 30,000s. It then peaked back up here to the same, basically this is your resistance line. Okay. So then it peaked here and it retracted and again, and then it retracted. Now it has broken above that resistance, and really has, has a new high now, which is like 194. But what you're looking for is to see if that's going to continue to support. So what you want is to see if this is going to continue to rebound, because now it hit that new high and it dipped. So let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah. So you're going to come down here and look. So with this, actually, honestly, this might, if I were going to trade right now, this would be one I might buy in, because your new high is 194. So for me, like I said, I want 100% profit. So I need to know if I can buy in at 100 or 120,000. Is this going to hit 240,000? Maybe. The volume on it is good. So let's look. There's 1,200 people holding or trading this coin right now, which is pretty good. These look good. There's like not dev holding. There's like not a lot of insiders holding it. So this is actually okay. And then here's what you would look for. So actually that would have been a perfect entry point, and this is why. So your blue line is over your yellow. You had your crossover, and remember I just said on the last one, your purple line, your RSI, needs to be above 55. So look at that. All of your indicators were right here. So blue over yellow, your crossover, your RSI was actually literally 56. So like right above 55, which is your indicator line. So if you saw this, if we would have caught it before I was talking about the front of it, that would have been our entry point. I mean, we would have bought the dip essentially, right? So that's your entry point, and it has good momentum going back up. It's probably going to like have, and some of these little waves are going to continue to happen. But that has potential as long, to keep going. This is good. Anytime your RSI is in the 70s, 60s, 70s, up to 80 is good. It's going to continue to increase. Once it hits above 80, 85, 90, unless it's on like a massive, like immediate upswing, that's good. It will just continue to go up. But once it's in the 80s, 80 to 90, it's considered like overbought, and it's probably going to retract a little bit. So I don't think you'll see, like my opinion, just looking at this, I don't think this is going to be a huge dip. I think you're going to have a little bit of a dip, and then it's going to keep going back up, because there's not like any indicators that show it's just going to dump from here. Well, maybe a little bit, but I don't think like what I'm saying is I don't think you're going to see new lows. Yeah, like you're going to have these little down, like kind of like a little S, but nothing is indicating it's going to dump all the way back down to, your initial lows from here. So this is when you might be able to get like 100% profit on. Okay, let me show you one more real quick. Let's see. I don't know what this is, so we'll look at this together and see. Okay, so this is going up pretty fast. New coins are really hard to interpret because you just don't have a lot of data to work from. But I can tell you, looking at this, I would be scared to buy in right now. Let's see what that X page is. Let's see what this is of. An employee has been charged for the murder of a suburban trucking CEO. Okay, so this is just a news story. News stories that people like the narrative of, they will tend to do well. So I might like this. Actually, I would maybe watch this, because I could tell seeing some of these that these are indicators that there's a lot of buy and sell pressure at the same time. And it actually has quite a few people buying it, which is 600 and it's like 700, whatever. It's like going up. But looking at these indicators, this right here looks like it was with this long wick. It's probably a whale buy or a huge influx of immediate buys, but the sellers won, and it closed red, which means even though it hit this up here, it hit that within like a second of time. It didn't stay there. Like you wouldn't have been able to sell at 135,000. So even though it shows that as a high, it happened so fast that it's not like if you bought in down here, you could have sold anywhere along there. These candles are just 5-second candles. So anyways, this right now, RSI is too low. Your MACD just doesn't look good. Like it's just too low. It doesn't give me any indicators that it's correcting. Even though, there you go. So now you'll start seeing green. This is what you need. You need your RSI back up. So there's your dip. There's your crossover, the blue over the yellow. Now you have your green bars. You have your RSI. So this is like putting you back in. Oh, wow. That's a huge candle. So this is putting you back. I've actually never seen one do that before. Let's see who bought. Let's see if we can see who made that trade. So actually, if you come down, this is interesting. I might have to like search for it, but if you come down here, you can see all of the trades, like every single one, but they move so fast. But something like that, you know, that was such a big trade. It was definitely like a market mover. And you can see, you know, what wallet did it. Like I said, I won't be able to maybe find it in here, but look. But if you find it, or like here, this one, this is actually looks like, I bet you this is it. This right here. So it's the same wallet. You can actually click on it. This is how I find wallets, you guys. So this is a good tidbit for you. You can click on their wallet and you can actually see their history or see what they've been trading. This is probably these are their most profitable trades. They don't have any active positions. This is probably a whale wallet that they have multiple wallets. And so they are using buys and sells like this to manipulate charts. I actually track some wallets that I indicate as doing this. So when that happens, I'm really watching the chart carefully because it's not good. They're doing it for manipulation reasons. So anyways, that's a tidbit for how to find out, like when you see stuff like that, to find out, you know, where it came from. So, okay, anyways, I think that that's enough for this video, and I'll try and make you guys some other ones just about other indicators and coins and trading.